everybody, welcome to Monday. Brickhouse here, and all I gotta say is that if you're one of the shills out there that is still saying The Marvels is an excellent movie or a great movie, how much did you get paid to say that? How much did you get paid to write that? How much did you get paid to post it on social media? Because the numbers don't lie, folks. The Marvels is probably the worst movie in the not the DC, the MCU. God, I'm getting myself all mixed up there. Almost attributed the Marvels to the blue brand instead of the red brand. So, here we go. Just a couple of articles here from IndieWire. I'm surprised IndieWire is going to write this. The Marvels will become the first MCU title to fall short of $100 million domestically. Ouch. Considering the fact this movie cost somewhere in the 300 million range, it's all said and done. Probably 350, but they're going to get some tax credits from UK. Now they try to say, in happier box office news, the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes opened well, while Saltburn and Fallen Leaves had strong limited debuts. I'll get to the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because that's not all rosy either. Not every Disney MCU film, MCU you should be saying, is number one in its second weekend. But to place third or lower is without precedent. $220 million production. That's more like 300 million there in Fire. Nice try. 220, that's what they spent on September last year. Stands at $65 million domestically, with no chance of reaching 100 million worldwide. It will be lucky to gross 200 million. That's IndieWire. Here we go from Hollywood and Toto, which this echoes some other outlets. Marvel's plummets up to 80% in box office nightmare. MCU's trouble grow as the Captain Marvel sequel collapses in second frame, or second weekend. They're front loaded with enthusiastic fans, and that initial box office return is so mighty, it's impossible to match. That means you might see a 55 to 65% decline in week 2, and it's still considered respectable or even excellent in some cases. Spider-Man No Way Home fell 68% in week 2, and it was still part of its magnificent box office run. And then you have the Marvels. It's no secret that the film underwhelmed in its opening weekend, earning just 46.1 million. That's a third of what the original film opened with, and the worst MCU debut ever. Even the far left outlet Deadline reports the Marvels is estimated to plunge 73% from that awful no good opening. The film's domestic total stands at 67 million. Mind you, the film's budget is anywhere between 20 and 275. Again, it's more like 300 to 350, depending on the news source. Those figures don't include massive marketing costs for a film of its size. Yeah, I mean, when it's all said and done with marketing costs, you're talking 400 to 450. Higher, further, faster, huh? No, more like lower, nearer, slower. Exhibitor relations suggest the fall could even be more cataclysmic. Well, just so no, the Marvels last weekend, 10.2 million, 78% drop over the week before. So its total gross in 2 weeks is $5 million on a $300 million plus budget. It didn't help that director Nia DaCosta slammed anybody that criticized this movie. You know, she lumped us all together in a big. There are pockets where you go because you're like, I'm a super fan. I want to exist in the space of adoration, which includes civilized critique. Then there are pockets that are really virulent and violent and racist and sexist and homophobic and all those awful things. And I choose part of the fandom I'm attracted to. So those so-called racist, sexist, homophobic, and violent moviegoers stayed home, apparently. Media narrative on the film has been so negative, even from press outlets eager to run cover for it, that the far-left Huffington Post rushed to the rescue. It claims the response to The Marvels, which features 2 women of color in key roles, was racist and sexist. See, they always run back to that narrative. And I'm sorry, HuffPo. I'm sorry, whatever left-wing rag wants to run cover for this movie. Your tropes don't work anymore. They don't. That account comes with a blast of fake news. Marvel's properties in 2023 have been a rounding success, even if they've broken even. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 earned $358 million US and another $486 million overseas for a total of $845 million. Any film studio would kill for those numbers. I would say Guardians 3 is the shining light of the year for Marvel. I mean, did it get to the levels of Volume 2? No. But it still made money. Didn't make a lot of money, but it still made money. HuffPo's defense ignores the fact that many black-led films arrive in theaters. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Hidden Figures, and Get Out instantly rush to mind. Biggest hit remains Barbie, a film with feminism baked into every scene. The second film to dramatically underperform this weekend, director Taika Waititi's Next Go Wins, the film which sat on the shelf for a spell, opened to a terrible $2.2 million from just over 2,000 theaters. Box Office Pro predicted a $4.2 million debut. Waititi's once golden brand is dimming, no doubt, following this and his execrable Thor Love and Thunder. Feel-good soccer comedy at Rotten Tomatoes didn't help either. Soccer remains far less popular stateside than across the globe. The film's most prominent secondary characters played by non-binary performer Kaimana, and that may have alienated some viewers. Same since Kaimana is the best part of the otherwise weak film. So, there you have it, folks. The Marvels Week 2, a historical plummet for an MCU film, or in this case, an MC. And keep in mind, Marvel hasn't learned their lesson. I mean, I did a video last week about the Madam Web trailer and how, again, even though it's a Sony Marvel collaboration and Sony Spider-Verse, I haven't learned a lesson. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Think it's going to get any better for Marvel? You think they need to do a reboot? I think they need to do a reboot. I think they need to do a house cleaning, starting with Kevin Feige, myself. So share your thoughts, share your opinions. While you're at it, please take the time to smash that like button. That helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And share this video out there with your family and friends. sure you've got some family and friends that are comic book fans that'd be interested in hearing about how far Marvel has strayed from the good old days of the comics. As well as hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video of mine. And as always, thank you for watching. I will. Later.